What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev here, back with another Prize Picks video. Guys, tonight we're going over some Thursday night football, and let me go through my little synopsis that I do every single time. Guys, if you're new to Prize Picks or new to the channel, Prizepicks is essentially a sports betting platform where you can do daily fantasy sports, but instead of picking players, you pick the overs and unders on the point projections of players. So as you see here, Teddy Bridgewater is looking at a 15.5 score. You can choose whether you think he does better or worse than 15.5, and you pair that 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's sort of like a parlay in that aspect, and you can do it with single stats now, or switch it over and add other sports to it. So you can take Teddy Bridgewater over, obviously NBA's back, so you can take Trae Young at 26.5 over, or whatever you Porzingis under 17.5, whatever you want to do. So it's pretty cool when you that you can do it between different sports and single stats now. I love the single stats, guys. I know Matt and TJ do as well. Guys, if you do sign up, please use code DGF. It helps supports us, and really helps you guys too, because as you see, if you do that, you run this promo where you get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. So it's just free money, guys. No reason not to do it. But let's get into this, guys. It's going to be a pretty quick video. Not too much to unpack here. It's a lower scoring game. This game has a projected game total of, I believe, 41 or 42 points, depending on when you last check. But it's right around that that projection mark. So it's not going to be a shootout, guys, probably. Obviously, anything can happen, but we know this isn't going to be a super high-octane game. We got Case Keenum starting for Cleveland, so obviously Baker's out. That's going to affect it a little bit. You know, the Browns slow the ball anyway. But without all their supporting cast members, I mean, it's going to be an interesting night. It's going to be an interesting night, but let's get right into it. As far as single stats, let's start with passing yards. I like Teddy Bridgewater over 230.5. I think this is a decent chance for him to shine. Browns defense has actually been pretty solid this year, but as long as, Teddy plays, I know he's banged up right now, but he's expected to play. As long as he plays, I think this is a great opportunity for him. As long as he started, he's cleared 230.5 in all 5 of his full games. The only game he didn't was when he was hurt against the Ravens, I believe, where he, obviously didn't play the full game. It's been a pass-first team right now. Courtland Sutton's coming out, Fant's coming out. They have 3 good options on offense. Tim Patrick's looking great. So I really do like Teddy Bridgewater in this matchup. And I think I will say this, without, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, and Baker Mayfield, those 3 guys are part of the reason Cleveland can slow the ball down. Their defense does a great job of that too, but they can really, slow the game clock, or rush the game clock, slow the game down, and pound the ball and keep it in Cleveland's hands. I think they're going to have a much harder time doing that, obviously, without, their 3 best players on the team. So that's going to be a big issue. So, no, I should say, at least on the offense. I know Myles Garrett fans are going to be pissed off about that one. But yeah, let's go over to rushing. I like D'Ernest Johnson at 59.5 over. It's still a run-first team. We saw him get full rep carries last year in about 1 game. He got 10. I think it was only 1 game he had over 10 carries last year, and in that game he almost had 100 rushing yards. He averaged about 7 yards a carry. Pretty great game for him. Obviously, this is a run-first team, and he is the number 1 option on that team right now. So I do think 59.5 is very easy to clear for him, and that's still going to be the game plan. You know what I mean? It's not going to be, I don't think they're going to try to win this game through Case Keenum, so they're going to try to do it through their defense and their running game. So I do like that. I'm not going to touch the running game of the Broncos. I hate cloudy handcuff, nightmare, 2-headed to 3-headed monster backfield, so I'm not going to touch Javonte Williams or Melvin Gordon. I just don't want to do that at all. I checked over receiving yards, receptions. They're okay. Nothing really wowed me. So let's go over to fantasy score. Nothing really too crazy here either. The only one that I like really is Courtland Sutton that I noticed at 14. He's cleared 23 in his last 2 games. He's just becoming the number 1 option on that team by far. Jerry Jeudy's injury obviously, propelled that, but I think Courtland Sutton is a very good player. This is a guy who cleared 1,000 receiving yards 2 years ago before his injury last year. He's a good player. He's playing like it. He's been targeted 8, 11, and 14 times over his last 3 games. Like I said, this isn't going to be the typical Cleveland slow the ball down game, even if they want to. They just don't have the supporting options in the cast to do so tonight. So I think that the ball is going to spend more time in Denver's hands than obviously expected, or that they would if they had all 3 of those studs. So I do think if I think Teddy's going to clear 230.5 passing yards, I think Sutton's going to clear his 14-point fantasy projection, because he is the number 1 option on that team right now. Fant, 11 is not bad. I still think he's touchdown dependent at 11. There's a couple other options here for wide receiver for I guess Cleveland, because the ball's got to go somewhere. I mean, we're looking at Peoples-Jones at 6. I mean, the ball's got to go somewhere again. It's just it's a weird game, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anybody's getting too excited for this game. I could get a little bit more behind it if the Browns were healthy, but a Broncos team that is perpetually just low scoring, boring to watch. No offense, Broncos fans, it's just true. And a banged up Cleveland team is just I don't think anybody's getting their dicks too hard for this one. But this is what we're faced with, and I do like some of these options, so I'll run through them again. I got Cortland Sutton at 14 points. I do like the over of that. My single stats, I'm going to go back, and I like Teddy Bridgewater, 230.5. That's probably my favorite one on the slate, to be honest. I think that one just makes sense to me for game script and everything, that I talked about. Jerness Johnson, over 59.5 rushing yards. And everything else, guys, is just pretty much, I'll take a look at receiving yards here. Yeah, it's terrifying. Like, Tim Patrick's been playing well, but that's still a very near even line for this. I think he's been over 43.5 half of his games and under half of his games. So, again, it's just too accurate. But thank you guys for tuning in. That's going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and jib-jab about some plays I don't like. I'll tell you right now, guys. I will say, when I do NBA prize picks, usually I talk more about unders, but football's so volatile, I only really like to attack obvious overs more so than, unders, unless it's something insane. Like if they had Tim Patrick at, 96 receiving yards, I'd be like, okay, under, which obviously prize picks does their due diligence. They won't do that. I think NBA is a lot more easily predictable when talking about picking unders. So that's why I pick overs 99.9% of the time in football, but just want to give you guys some insight to that. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. If you do sign up for prize picks, again, use code DGF. And guys, I know it's a dumpster fire game tonight, but watch it anyway. It's still football. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's cash.